Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of your favorite Ravens YouTube channel and podcast, Talking Ravens all day, every day, with your host, Justin P., and my co host, Miss Shannon Finch, and our special guest for today, Super Dave, the mailman, one third of Keep It a Stack Sports Talk podcast. Go subscribe to their channel. It's him, Money Bills, Heath Rock. I think I said his name right this time. Yeah,
Yeah, he
so,
right.
yeah. So, the link is right there in the description. Go over there, support those guys. They got great content. It's fun, energetic, give you a different look and outlet on sports. So again, let's keep it a stack sports podcast. This is episode 58. Y'all already know. Hit that like button. Subscribe, share, all that good stuff like that. The audio version links are right there in the description. No need to get into that. So, got a good show for y'all today. The first topic, I didn't get a chance to put it in the notes, but it's all good. Let's talk about the left guard competition. Sala has been getting reps at left guard, and so has Daniel Faaleele. Hey, give me your thoughts. We're gonna start with Dave since he's the guest.
I appreciate it, man. Listen, I think Faaleele, his upside is huge because he was a great tackle in college. Like I said, this dude is built like a vending machine with feet 6'9", 380. I mean, when he's coming through the middle, he gonna move somebody about the way. Like I said, there's two things with him. What kind of shape is he in? And he's been there. He's a rookie last season. In my opinion, he's not a tackle. He's not quick enough. He can't keep up with elite quick pass rushers. But at guard in the middle, especially with our running game, oh man, I think the sky's the limit. Sala, I don't. I think I think he'd be a backup, a better backup. But also, I want to know what are they doing with Patrick McCary. I mean, he is a valuable guy to have as a backup all over the line because he can play everywhere. He's very versatile. So I know you don't want to lose that, but I want to kind of know what they're doing with him also. But for Lele, I think the sky's the limit. So
Oh man, good points, Dave. Go ahead, Shannon. Floor is yours.
But one thing I heard from minicamp was that it was quite the fight for the left guard position. So what that tells me is that they're just not giving it to Ben Cleveland. Like he would have to earn it if he does get it. But what it also tells me is that if it's healthy competition, then that means we're probably going to get the best of the best out of the guys. With whoever we pick, it's going to be the best of those guys. And I've also heard that they've had Ben Cleveland working more on the other side of the line and in the many camps that we've been in so far, which means that he's pretty versatile. Versatile, like you just said. That's one thing that keeps you around with the Ravens offensively on the offensive line. If you can be versatile and play multiple positions, you have a good chance of sticking around. So overall, I think it's great that it's a competition because that means we're getting the best out of guys, and getting the best out of guys means that we're probably going to have the best line for Lamar.
Oh yeah, definitely. To
like I
piggyback on
said,
what both of you guys said, that basically Harbaugh is basically saying we're not just great hand Ben Cleveland his job, and then we hand him the job, and then he plays like dog shit because he didn't get pushed. We didn't seen it happen. We just seen it with the wide receiver position last year. We basically said we ain't drafting no receivers last year. We didn't make no significant signings. We gonna give Joe Prochet and all those guys a fair shot, and it blew up in our face. And it blew up in our face the second half of the year. So Harbaugh's not gonna make that same mistake at a more important position on the offensive line because you people know the quickest way to the quarterback's face is straight up the gut, and the left guard is very pivotal to that. So he trying to make Big Cleveland air. And first of all, he's trying to see if he's hungry enough that's going to keep it up condition. Because last year, remember, he failed condition test after condition test. So he want to let him know, like, hey, man, if you come to camp out of shape and bull jobbing, one of these two young guys going to take your spot. Or like you said, Pat McCarthy might play there, or they might, wait for somebody to get cut. Or it's some valuable guys up there, like Dalton Rosner's up there, who I kept mentioning in several other shows. Gabe Jackson. It's just several other veteran options. And you still got John Simpson that's on the roster. So it's guys that they can put right there if Ben Cleveland doesn't basically take this job and run with it because it's basically his. But it's just so he don't get complacent and get lazy. They got a competition. But far Sala at left guard, now we shall see. He played a little bit of left guard, not a whole lot. He more so is a tackle. Like Faaleele, same thing with him. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I guess, like I said, they just want bigger guys right there. So we can keep Tyler letting the ball. Somebody got his back on the other side. What's my guy, Kevin Zeitler. So, like I said, Ben, like you said, they don't rule out Patrick McCarry, but it's interesting. So we'll see by preseason who wants that job the most.
Yeah, definitely. That's an important job. Like I said, Ben Powers was really good last season. So this is a very, very important. But Ben Cleveland, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to go bold with him. I think his career could be in jeopardy because he can't stay on the field. I don't think he's played 2 games in a row since he came in the league.
Yeah, you might be right about that, Dave. I might look that up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, our second topic: thoughts on minicamp, and whose stock is rising, whose stock is falling. You can go ahead, Dave.
Oh man, stock rising, man. Let's go with the elephant in the room. OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr. I mean, in my opinion, this can be the missing piece of that offense. Look at the Eagles last season when they went and got AJ Brown. That took them to a whole nother level. You put him with Devontae Smith, that was tough. Devontae Smith is an underrated Pro Bowl caliber receiver, in my opinion, too. But OBJ and Rashad Bateman, that's another one that he stay on the field because he's great when he plays. But you still got Zay Flowers. So, there's so much competition at receiver. But I think Odell Beckham is the number one right there. Number 2, I think it's Gus Edwards, like J.K. Dobbins. Let's get in the camp. Like, come on. You need to do it. You're talented. You're very good. Can you do it over a full season is what I need to know. So give me a full season before we start holding out for the money. Because Gus Edwards is just as capable. He's a 1,200, 1,300 yard a season runner if you give him the carries. So I think Gus Edwards and OBJ is the number one. Also, I think one of the best safeties in the league, like Kyle Hamilton and Marcus Williams together. Wow. So, I mean, Hamilton, I think he's a superstar in the making, too. So, it's a lot. I keep going, but that's a lot of guys. So,
go ahead, Shannon.
So we just doing stock rising or do both of them at once?
Do both of them. I mean, you can do whichever way you order.
Oh, I didn't falling. Okay.
No,
Can we do rising? They come back with falling?
If you want to, we can do that. That's fine.
Okay, my bad, bro. My bad.
No problem. So for stock rising, I have David Ojabaybo. Because all we've heard so far in many camps is about this move, right? This move that he has that they can't wait for us to see. And he just might be the pass rusher that we've been looking for since Suggs left. And we also know that he was a first round talent. If he didn't get injured, he would have been drafted in the first round. So we definitely got a steal. So I would say that his stock is rising. I also have Daniel Faaleele. How you say his last name? The left guard, right?
Yes, it's Faaleele, but same difference. Who cares?
We were just talking about the left guard competition and things like that. And to me, the fact that it's even a competition lets me know that the stock is rising. I mean, easily, like I said, it's not being given to Ben just because he was there. And that makes me feel like, obviously, you're doing good things. And particularly because majority of his career, he's played tackle, not really guard. So the fact that he's creating competition there lets me know that we're getting the best out of him. So I definitely think his stock is rising. But those are the 2 guys that I have for rising.
Odell Beckham Jr. as well. Like, piggyback off D because he's out there catching the ball, looking fluid. Look like they said from what I'm hearing, they say he looks like a guy that's not coming off 2 ACL injuries. So they say he's out there looking well. Gus Edwards because JK not there, and he's one of them because like I said, JK can't afford to really be trying to play the hold up game because for one, like I said, he hasn't done nothing the whole entire year. He's shown flashes. And 2, it's too many available running backs out there that you can arguably say is better than him. Zeke, you got Kareem Hunt, you got Delvin Cook. There's so many backs out there. Like if he really wanted to push that luck, the Ravens are like, you know what? Go ahead, sit up. We just go sign one of them for 1-2 year deal. And we and the off and the rushing attack still going to roll the same. Then you lost value because now you're not on the field. Yes. Keaton Mitchell is another one because, like I said, with JK, on the holdout, he gets more reps and more playing time in a sense to learn the offense, and that increases his chance to make the 53 roster. So definitely watch out for Keaton Mitchell. I think he was just talking to him the day earlier, like on one of the Ravens sites, if I'm not mistaken. And also David Ajabo, because like I say, they say he's looking real good. Although, it's not really physical right now, so he got to really actually go against tackles that's going to block him back. But they say it's a good head start. He looks great. There's no setback for us his injury. And then he know the defensive scheme, so that's going to help him a whole lot in his year 2 progression. So those are my guys right there. So what about let's pick with a stock that's falling for you, Dave?
All right, falling. I'm actually gonna go with Isaiah Likely
Oh
because
wow.
I think Todd Monken is gonna open it up more with more 3 and 4 wide receiver sets with the weapons that we got. Because like I said, look at the receive these. I said on Keep It a Stack, this is the best receiver core Lamar Jackson has ever had. Like I said, OBJ, come on, like he's all of if he's right, top 10 Pro Bowl receiver, 80, 90 catches, easy. Zay Flowers is shot out of a cannon, extremely explosive. So you put that, throw some short passes to him, and then like you still got Bateman, first round pick a couple years ago. Nelson Aguilar is good too. Devin Duvernay, another one. I think we didn't use Duvernay right last year. So, but I think it's going to be a lot more 3-4 receivers, a lot of short passes, quick passes, get it out their hands quick. And I think that's going to take Likely's playing time down because you're not getting in over Mark Andrews. Come on now, let's be serious. So I think Likely is the main guy that's going to foul a little bit. And like I said, what you said, Mitchell, Justice Hill. Hey, Justice Hill, look, you've been here for a while. So you could be on the bubble at any time. These guys coming off the street. So, but yeah, those are my main guys.
Okay, what about you, Shannon? Whose stock is falling in your opinion?
Okay, so I have 3 guys, and 2 of them you guys have already talked about, in the previous segment. But my first guy I have is James Prochet. I didn't really hear a lot about him in minicamp at all. And if he can't stand out in an already crowded wide receiver room, and he can't contribute on special teams, it's like, what's the point of keeping him? So he's definitely number 1 on my list. Number 2, I have J.K. Dobbins. For all the reasons that you guys have already talked about, I feel like he's letting his contract get in the way of him, being out there and putting the work in. Like you said, based on his injury history and how available he has not been to the team, I don't really think he has a leg to stand on to take the stance that he has. But the fact that he hasn't been there is not helping his case because we're not seeing, like, okay, he still got it. We're picking up where we left off last year. And most importantly, he's not able to build chemistry. So I hope that when training camp starts, he can be a professional and kind of put the contract stuff to the side and do what we all expect him to do. Because I don't think that how he's acted in these recent weeks has really helped his case in any sort of way. Because like you mentioned, all of the guys that are available out there, like you can play that game if you want to, and then you'll find yourself, looking for your next team, unfortunately. And then lastly, I have Bateman. The reason why I have Bateman is because of his injury history, right? We have high expectations for him. Being a number 1 draft pick, he should be our wide receiver number 1. But he's still not even available for us right now. We don't know if he's going to be available for us when training camp starts. And if he's not available when training camp starts, how does that help us? We really, really need him and Dobbins and Odell and Lamar. We need everybody to be on the field and be available because training camp is going to be the most important part of how we play next season. Everything is going to start there. And one of the biggest issues we had last season was that a core of our guys offensively didn't get a chance to all play together because of injuries. If our wide receiver number 1, who we expect to be Bateman, is not available when training camp starts, that's a problem. And then if he does come back and even has a minor setback, that's a problem. Time away from the game, time away from practice, time away from learning this offense, it's a problem. So those are my 3 guys.
Oh man, me number 1, Ben Cleveland. The fact that we try to move tackles and to play guard and all this other stuff, and it's even a competition, you just lost faith. Like I said, for the reasons I mentioned not too long ago. injury, your conditioning, like you're just not in shape. So how can we trust you to keep our quarterback upright who we just paid $260 some million to? So yeah, definitely Ben Cleveland. Number two, Rashad Bateman. That's like, come on, bro. Every time you turn around, you got an injury, this, injury, that. But then, like you said, Shannon, I would show you want to go on Twitter and zap out on your GM because he's telling the truth about the wide receiver position. Because, bro, if you stay healthy and do what you do, we don't need to sign Odell Beckham. We don't need to draft Zay Flowers. We don't need to have talks about bringing in DeAndre Hopkins. Who all three of us feel like we probably should still bring in. We'll get to that in a couple more topics, but yeah, definitely Rashad Bateman. And then another one, J.K. Dobbins. Like I said, J.K. Dobbins. You want to play the whole dope game, you're gonna find yourself, like you said, looking for another team because you at the position that's the most expendable. Like you're not a quarterback, you're not a tackle, you're not a corner, you're not an edge rusher. We're like, oh shit, damn, man, what we gonna do about him? No, you were easily replaced. Like I said, it's Kareem Hunters out there. You got Cook, you got Zeke, you got all pros and pro bowlers that are free agents that can come and replace you and do just as good or better. So yeah. And then my last two was James Prochet. Like I said, man, my condolences to him and his family because I know he just lost his mom. But
Oh,
so that
man.
yeah, she passed away like a couple days before Mother's Day. So that might be still on his mind. So but he definitely got to stick it up, or he's going to be on another. He's going to be on another team, or he's going to be playing in the USFL or XFL. So he got to get it together. And then the next one is Tylen Wallace. Like I said, he got. I guess, like Shannon said, they're not stepping up in the crowded receiver room. Yeah, it's like what we need you for because they just brought in Laquan Treadwell. So
yeah,
if y'all guys can't outshine him and Andy Isabella, it's like what we need you for. So best case scenario is for Tylen is probably to make the practice squad at this point. Because him or James Prochet don't got no trade value. If unless the team want to be generous and send a 7 because the 7th-round pick is like, what the hell? Other than that, they don't got no draft value. So those are my guys who stock and fall. If I go to the next topic, shout out to OTR Mike and Hindu from the Roll Podcast for coming to join the chat. August 4th. Like I know I'm gonna say this every show until that point. The meet and greet at Boss Boys and Poets out there in Columbia, Maryland. It's basically going to be meet and greet between Hindu, OTR Mike, Chris Just Joking, Coach Evans from Sip Two Tallies, Jose and Brodney from Lunch Break Hard Take. So buy your tickets on eventbrite.com. I think it is. It's only $50. They're going to give away cash prizes and stuff like that. So, and Hindu's also giving away a free ticket. But I think the criteria is you got to be subscribed to the show. And you also got to share the show on Twitter, like, post it and retweet it. He's giving away a free ticket. So I just wanted to put that up there for the next topic.
yeah. Shout out them guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My OTL Mike just was on here for last good guy.
My
All right.
God,
Our next topic is upcoming training camp and what to expect. You can go ahead first, Dave.
Oh man, listen, I'm expecting a top 5 offense and a top 5 defense. I think we have the talent on both sides of the ball. Like I said, we got the perfect coordinator. Look what he did in Georgia.
They not for the season. That's good from false training camp. Just we're going to talking strictly training camp. That's good though.
Oh, my bad, bro. My bad. Got excited. Oh man, I'm just expecting guys just to improve, man. Like I said, we have a lot of young talent. I just think guys are just going to get better, learn that offense, and just figure out the ways to maximize it. Like I said, the only missing piece right now is J.K. Dobbins. So I'm perfectly fine with Gus, but J.K. Dobbins, you got to get this. But I'm expecting big things on both sides of the ball, man. Just guys to just improve, get better. I think that the Ravens. I really think we can really win the Super Bowl this year.
Shannon, floor is yours, co-host.
I expect the defense to come in as confident as ever. They are top 5 defense, and I think they're going to come in and play like that. That's what I expect. I expect our defensive coordinator, to be more comfortable. Roquan's going to be more comfortable. Kyle Hamilton's going to be more comfortable, which is only going to make the defense come in with a different focus. Now, offensively, I think that I'm going to have I'm going to expect some growing pains. And the reason for that is because we have new coaches, new system, and new players. So they're not going to come in and out the gate, have everything looking and flowing like we expect them to be maybe when the season starts or mid-season or by playoff time. So those are really the only expectations I have because like special teams, they're going to do what they do. We don't get too much from them, during training camp like that. We know who well, we have a new. Everybody was mad about the punter, but we know he's pretty good. I think we like that pick now. We have
Yes.
Justin
I
Tucker.
don't think nobody
Oh,
disliked the pick. I did think this disliked the round he was taken in. He's a hell of a punter. I think that was the issue more than anything.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, that extra bonus pick in that fourth round was good. That was a good pick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if it was in the six, I wouldn't have had no issue because I get it. Sam Cook's retiring, but in the fourth, I'm like, damn, that could have been a more of a contribute player, but it worked out.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so overall, that's what I think. I expect the defense to come in confident. Special teams are going to do what they do, and I do expect the offense to initially struggle, but I think they'll get it together. That's why it's important for everybody to be there.
I totally agree. Like you said, I want to see how the trenches look, offensive line, defensive line, because ultimately, all said and done, that's what's going to determine how good of a football team you're going to be inside the trenches on both sides of the ball. That's how you build championship teams, right there. Like Philly
Mm-hmm.
last year led the league in sacks. It was one of the best offensive lines in the league. Kansas City, one of the best offensive lines in the league, and they was like third and fourth in sacks. So you have both of the trenches right, you got a good chance. I want to see those offensive defensive line battles. And then I want to see wide receivers and our receivers will Odell and all them going against Marlon Humphrey, Rock Sin, and all them guys is yakking and chirping. See who's going to win those, putting those positional battles. Then I want to see the full scrimmages. 11 on 11. Our offense gets our defense. The practices, the M&T Bank, and on Owens Mills are going to be super, super turned up. So yeah,
Hmm.
it's going to be a good training camp.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and go to the next topic. Dave, you can start. I'm gonna use the bathroom. The Shannon, you can start. By the time Shannon can start, I'll be right back. All right, will the Ravens make another splash with the position needs at left guard, edge, or wide receiver? Go ahead, Dave. I'll be right back.
All right. I don't. I think guard is fine. I don't think you mess with guard. Like I said, you already have a competition going there with capable guys. I mean, I don't think they're going to spend a lot of money for a guard. Like, why would we bring in Dalton Reisner? He's going to want at least 5 million plus.
Mm-hmm.
He's a pretty good player at Denver, so I think guard is fine. Wide receiver, I think is fine too. I think you got plenty. Like I said, you got a good five already, plus guys like I think Tyler Wallace is probably done here. Prochet, he's a pretty good special teamer. He might make it just for special teams, but he's not getting on the field with them five guys ahead of him. No way. So I
Mm-hmm.
think receivers more than good. And I really like that kid Dante Demons from Maryland. If he can come back to where he was before he went down, he would have
Mm-hmm.
been a first, second round pick if he didn't have that leg injury.
Mm-hmm.
So we might have a good steal with Dante Demas. So like I said, Wallace, I think it's done for him. Prochet, he'll make it just if he's that good for special teams, that's the only way he gets on the field. But
Mm-hmm.
Dante Demas. But I think Edge, I still think we'll find a way to bring back Justin Houston. Like I said when I was on here a couple weeks ago, he played Pro Bowl level, defense. He took over games. He's always in the backfield. I said,
Mm-hmm.
he's 34 years old. But if he played the same way and he was 27, 28, and he's a free agent, he'd get 20 million a season. Easy.
Mm-hmm.
Easy. So I think they'll find a way to bring back Houston. Hopefully, I hope they do. And I want them to also bring back Jason Pierre-Paul. He played well also. So I think these two guys, will be good for the edge. But I think at receiver and guard, I think we're good. So
Oh, go ahead,
Um,
Shannon. Floor is yours.
I pretty much agree with everything you just said, right? So with left guard, like you said, what's the purpose of that when we already know it's a competition going on? Harbaugh seems to be satisfied with the guys that he has, fighting for that position. So I don't really see the need or them thinking that that's a need and they're going to go out and try to grab a guy for that position. As far as pass rush, edge rush, like you said, I do see them. I hope I could see them bringing back Justin Houston. Like he knows the system. He was here. That wouldn't be a bad pickup. Also, Clowney. If the price is right
Ooh,
for Clowney, I wouldn't be against them bringing in Clowney. So I could see, one of those two moves still being made. And as far as wide receiver, it goes back to Bateman for me. I think that when they see how far along he is once training camp starts, that's going to determine if they want to try to make a big splash to get a wide receiver. At that point, I don't know if D Hop would still be available, but I think it would take something like that for them to say, wait a minute, we need to really go get another guy because if he's not available, then that changes everything. You know what I mean?
oh
Like
yeah,
he's very important to what we're trying to do offensively. So, like I said, left guard, I don't see the purpose. Pass rusher, I could see it if it's like Justin Houston or somebody like Clowney. And wide receiver, it really just depends on Bateman.
Left guard. Yeah, we might have the guys already in house far as the numbers, but the quality is not really that good. So it goes that down. Say if we go preseason 3 and we still don't have a clear cut guy, we may got to pick somebody up. We may got to pick a veteran up that's already going to solidify that side. Because that's the worst thing I want. Because we got guys already auditioning for it, and then I'm cut the mustard. You know who going to pay for that? 8. He going to pay for that. He the one guy go up there and take them hits and get hits, and the running backs they're gonna pay for that. So just because I'll get them guys, I mean let them rock it out. But if nobody's standing out, you gonna have to go get a veteran for affordable price. Because like I said, we don't need Lamar missing 6 games again come week 13, 14 because somebody missed a block. Feel me?
yeah,
So I get it. I'm all for giving the young guys a shot at any position, but it's nothing beats experience in the NFL. Nothing beats experience. Wide receiver, go sign DeAndre Hopkins. I don't care if they got 20 receivers in the house. I'm sorry, because half of them gonna be gone by next month anyway. Treadwell and all of them, they're gonna be gone. They're gonna be auditioning for another team. So, like I said, quality always beats quantity any day of the week. Like I said this last time. Remember I said, Shannon, I'd rather have 2 good watches than 10 okay decent watches that keep being broken, got the wrong time.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing. Like get the best 6 receivers. Don't just bring in 12 guys just to say, oh yeah, we're making an effort. No, no, none of them guys scare nobody outside of the top 4 receivers. After the rest of them guys are going to be practice squad guys. So sign DeAndre Hopkins. Now you don't got to rush Bateman back. Feel me? You sign DeAndre Hopkins. Now Bateman can take his sweet time and come back when he's ready and just give us what he can give us.
yeah.
Because end of the day, in the day, we're trying to win a Super Bowl. We're not holding the daycare for people's feelings. Oh, well, how they gonna feel if they get their snaps decreased? Who cares? We trying to win a Super Bowl. We don't got time to hold hands. Oh, Zay Flowers gonna get married because we signed DeAndre Hopkins. He not gonna get rookie year. He not gonna complain if we win a Super Bowl, is he? So
Mm-mm.
yeah,
Oh,
and far as edge, Justin Houston, yeah, because he know the scheme. But also, I would like I said, Clowney. That'll be another one because he's explosive.
mhm,
We all know with him,
mhm.
it's just injury. We see the talent. The kid went the first overall pick for a reason. He, like I said, had he stayed healthy, he would have been damn near like a Miles Garrett type player. They both explosive and strong as hell. It's just Miles
Mhm,
Garrett was just able to stay on the field and actually be more consistent.
mhm.
Another guy, Yannick Ngakoue. I know his first
Oh
time
yeah,
here, he actually wasn't that bad. It's just Wink didn't use him correctly. Wink up there dropping the man in coverage. Like these guys not gonna get paid by how many times they cover the tight end or how many times they stop the run. They're gonna get paid by how many sacks he get. And he's up there in sacks in the last couple of years. It's just like play players to their strengths. And I think
Mm-hmm.
Mike McDonald will let Yannick Ngakoue go eat. And then Daniil Hunter too. That's another thing I'm still open to, depending on the Vikings. What they want and stuff like that. Me and you talked about that last time, Dave. When me, you, and Mike was
yes,
on here, and then Chase Young, we talked about that as well. Like depending, on see what Washington want. If Washington say, man, give us Oway a third and a fourth, I'm the cost. I'm like, man, I'll send that over to you. I will drive up there and bring the paperwork to you myself, and let's get them.
I agree.
Yeah, like Chase Young been banged up, but his 1 year productivity is more than anything Owe has given us. Owe just giving us a couple of little splash plays here. So if they want him in return, they can have him, and
Right.
we'll work up the contract stuff later. So that's all the guys I think we should look at for also positions.
If I
All
like
right,
real quick before we go to the next one, I like Owe another one for stock rising. I think Ojabo will help him out because like I said, Owe's not a pass rusher. I think he needs someone on the other side like Houston. So I think Owe could still. I'm not giving up on him, but I agree with that Chase Young. Yeah, hand do that one.
Gotcha. All right.
Mhm.
Next one. What are your realistic expectations for Rock Ya-Sin this season? You can start, Dave.
Well, listen, like I said last time we was on here. Marcus Peters, last year he really needed some milk, man. So it's got to be better. Whatever Rocket said give us, it's going to be better than Marcus Peters. I'm going to get that out the way because Marcus Peters was trash last year. So Rocket said, I like him. Tough corner, good coverage skills, and can he get a hit too? I see you can run to his side, he will lay you. So he's a Raven type player. You get fired up, you make that hit. Yeah, let's go. So I think he's gonna fit him great. So I think he was the missing piece. Like I said, you take last season when after we got Roquan Smith, we was a top 5 defense with that Marcus Peters on the corner. So if this guy's a little bit better, oh man, this is
Mhm.
going to be a great defense. So Rockets send, I think, big expectations.
Mhm.
Go ahead, Shannon.
Yeah, I agree. I expect him to fit in perfectly. From everything that I've learned about him since we've signed him, he's physical. He has the ability to play man to man. You can play him in zone. He can do different things, which means that he's a versatile DB, which means that we can get more creative with the coverage that we do play, which then overall makes the defense better. So I'm definitely excited for it. Like I said, we all love Marcus Peters. We wouldn't have been mad if he came back, but we're also not mad at upgrading and improving the defense. And I do think that he's going to help that secondary back there. Like that's why when we talked about ranking the secondaries in the division, I felt like the Ravens were number one, just breaking down each person that we have in comparison to the others.
Oh man, I got definitely got some good expectations for him because, like I said, he's younger than Marcus Peters, more healthier. And like Dave said, he's physical as hell. Like the kid gonna come up and stick his nose in there. He's not gonna be a guy to get 10 interceptions. Like I hate when people judge. I mean, you talked about this last week, Shannon. I hate when people judge
Mm-hmm.
corners off picks. Is it
Right.
important? Yes, but this is not gonna happen. That after you cover your guy, well, the quarterback not gonna just keep trying you. Like so,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, Diggs had 13 picks but gave up damn near 2,000 yards receiving. So it's like, where's the trade off? Like so I'd rather you get 5 interceptions and you cut that down those yards in half and no touchdowns. So I think
Mm-hmm.
Rock Ya-Sin, I'm gonna give her a stat line just to throw it out there. I think he gonna have probably like 60 tackles, pretty solid for a corner, about 6 or 7 pass breakups, and I'm gonna go 3 interceptions.
I like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'll take that all day. I'll take
Yeah,
that.
me too.
Our last topic for the day. What are your realistic expectations for Isaiah Likely this season? Go ahead, Dave.
Man, like I said, I really, really like Isaiah Likely, but I just don't think this is the offense that's going to really, you know, use him like that. Unless, like I said, something happened to Andrews, which I really hope doesn't happen, because that's when Likely really came on last year. He came on pretty good, and he really need to work on his hands. He drops too many balls for me too, also. But the speed, route running is great, and I think he's going to still be a great player. I'm just not sure how they're going to use him. You know what I'm saying? Like I like his upside though, but I don't know. It depends how they use him, in my opinion. If he gets the playing time, yeah. But I'm not sure. Cause we have so many receivers that are so good this year. So you got to play them. You're not going to have Zay Flowers on the sideline over Isaiah Likely or Bateman. Definitely not Odell Beckham. And Aguilar. I really like Aguilar too, and Duvernay. So I mean, I'd rather have them guys in the game anytime. So.
Okay, floor is yours, Shannon.
My realistic expectations are that he's going to have more touchdowns. From me and Justin talking about the new offensive coordinator, he's not afraid or he doesn't shy away from doing 2 tight end sets. I
At all.
wouldn't mind seeing um, Mark out there with Likely out there because I just opened things up, offensively. One thing that we've always complained about, particularly last year when everybody was just fed up with Greg Roman, was that it's not that the guys couldn't necessarily play. They just weren't always getting the opportunity. We weren't utilizing everybody the way that we should. Sometimes you bring a guy in, you immediately take him off the floor. He doesn't get a chance to really get in a rhythm. I think realistically, like I said, he's going. We talked about like a red zone threat last week with the other tight end. I think
Charlie
that could
Cola.
really be.
Yeah.
I feel like that could really be Likely's role
Mm,
on this team. I mean, because you're going to expect Mark Andrews in that situation. You're going to look at Odell, but let's not forget what he did last year when he did, get the opportunity to come in. I believe he had about 3 touchdowns last season. So realistically, I think he could get about 6 to 8 touchdowns this season. Yards will be tricky because there are a lot of mouths to feed. So it's hard to
right.
gauge if he gets 400 yards. That's not a bad season considering everybody that's on the team. And if Lamar's doing what we want him to do, everybody is touching the ball and everybody's eating. So your numbers might not be, what you want them to be. But realistically, I think more touchdowns. I think it's a lot of ways we can use him creatively. Let's get him involved.
Oh man, both of y'all said some real good stuff. I think he'll still be contributing in the passing game because, like I said, Monkey just came from Georgia where he used 2 tight ends. Brock Bowers and Darnell Washington.
Right.
See, they were the best players on his team. So here he's going to definitely use 2 tight end sets and going to have 3 receivers. It's just we're going to see less of the fullback and stuff like that. But we're going to see 2 receivers, 3 receivers, a tight end, and 1 back. So tight ends are going to get on the field. So I think Likely can have a stat line about like 35 catches, about 400 yards, probably like 7 touchdowns. That ain't number 2 catches a game, like 60 yards and a touchdown every game. It's going to be real easy for him to get. So, I think he's going, and that's going to be a solid season for a number two tight end. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Likely will still be a big part of the offense.
Okay.
Man, well, everybody, that's it for today's show, man. Anybody want to say anything for me, Ro? Go ahead, Dave.
Oh man, hey, thanks. First of all, thanks for having me on. I had a good time. Definitely love to do it again. Love this podcast. You all know your stuff, man. So appreciate the opportunity. But like I said, right now you can catch me on Keep It a Stack Sports. Me and my guys all day. Heat Rock, Money Bills, Chaz Moody Media. You know what I'm saying? And I got some other things I'm in work right now. So but that's it right there. But I had a good time, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you for joining us again, man.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate it. Go ahead, co-host. Anything you want to say? Because Thursday is your
Uh,
show. I can't wait. I can't wait.
I was just gonna thank Dave for coming on and talking with us. It was good. Having another person we didn't have any debates today, so that's a good thing. So
Right.
thank you for coming on.
Appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Had a great time. Loved it.
All right, everyone. Y'all know you can check this out. YouTube. All the audio version. Sites are right there in the description. Tune in Thursday. Shannon gonna have her fire topics, so definitely look forward to that. So everybody have an amazing Tuesday evening. Make sure y'all trade. Y'all know what that means. Talk Ravens all day, every day. From your host, Justin P., my MVP co-host, Miss Shannon Finch, and our special guest, Super Dave, the mailman, 1/3 of Keep It a Stack Sports Podcast. Love y'all guys, and we'll be back Thursday, same bad time, same bad channel. And we are out.
Bye
Peace.
bye.
Y'all be
Bye,
safe out there.
Justin.
Bye, Shannon. See you too, Dave.
Hey, don't doubt, man. Hey, thanks again. Hey, oh,